100 views in 100 days. Lens 1, the lens of essential experience. Ever played a game where right at the start you kind of understood what the experience of that game was going to be like? Where within a couple minutes everything kind of just clicked? That's called the essential experience. Hear me out. So these cards come from a book called The Art of Game Design, a book of lenses, and each card has a theme or lens that as a dev you can look at your game through and ask yourself questions. I like using these when I'm feeling stuck on a project or just to kind of help myself brainstorm. Lens 1 is called the lens of essential experience, and it's all about finding what makes your game unforgettable. Take Super Mario Brothers for example. It's all about platforming, the jumping, dodging, and level mastery. That's what makes the game memorable. The power-ups, enemies, and the music, they all support that core experience. In Breath of the Wild, the core experience is exploration. It's that freedom to go anywhere and discover something new. Everything from the combat to cooking and side quests, they're all there to support that sense of exploration, because that's what this game is about, and that's what you'll remember once you're done playing it. Even Tetris is a really good example. It's just about falling blocks. That's it. The core experience comes from clearing those lines. It's a simple and addictive experience, and that's why Tetris has stayed popular for so long and even inspired other Tetris-like games. And sometimes a simple core experience is all the game needs to be fun. So as a dev, how do you figure out your game's core experience? Ask yourself, how do I want my players to feel? What will they remember from my game? Take Rocket League, for example. The core experience are those fast-paced competitive matches. Cars playing soccer, yeah, that's the theme, but that's just there to support the core experience of fast-paced competitive matches. Now, if you are a dev, here are a few tips. Start small. Identify what's absolutely necessary for your game to work, and then add from there. Get feedback. Show your game to others early and see if they feel the experience you want them to. Keep the focus. Don't overcomplicate things. Add mechanics that support the core experience, but try not to add too many because they can take away from it, especially if one of those extra mechanics isn't really done well. That could ruin the whole thing because players won't remember the core experience. They'll just remember that bad mechanic that kind of ruined the game for them. So use this lens to identify what's unnecessary in your game and double down on what's essential. If you get the core experience right, everything else will fall into place. So to the devs, I ask, what's the core experience in the game that you're working on? What do you want your players to feel when they play your game? And if you're not a dev, what's the game that gave you the best core experience? Drop a comment and let's talk about it. There are 100 of these cards, and I'll be doing a video for each one. So if this first one got you thinking, be sure to come back tomorrow for Lens 2.